Do you have the mental, do you have the physical abilities to push through? Suffering is an essential ingredient of this complete universe and life. Running away from it, impossible. The pain is running faster. The suffering runs faster than you. It's going to come back again. There's only one way, I really think it is. You need to push through. I know what I want, but when the suffering comes and now somebody tells me you need to push through, the suffering is your chance to grow. For you, for us to grow, we have to suffer. The seriousness that you put in regards to yourself, to really push yourself and use that method to change something about you, this is completely up to you. Nobody knows when inside of you the struggle starts. Still suddenly, based on your thoughts, based on whatever you are creating in the mind or whatever, suddenly the last piece also comes out. You must take your life into your hands. This is how also then I just started shifting. Meaning I didn't regard suffering as something bad anymore that I don't want to have. Meanwhile, it is like the suffering comes because it is the chance for me to discover something more about me. And this is actually that what always has motivated me. That is not going to get boring when you take it as a life challenge, as a life purpose. Find a way to end the suffering. If you need a life purpose, that's the one. So of course, I am interested to know how can I make the period shorter of the suffering, or how can I accelerate that the suffering starts to transform and I would return back to another state. And therefore training has, for many years has always been my valve. You can't sit still for 5 minutes. Let's start with 2. Let's move up 3 minutes. Move up 5 minutes, move up 10 minutes. Okay, now your mind can be still for 10 minutes. Try 10 minutes to not think about the suffering, to think about the pain, to let the pain and the shaking and the burning, to not let it disturb you. 10 minutes ability to keep the mind steady can now be applied to the moment of that additional pressure. And then we expand this all to now the real life pressure that comes when unexpected things hit your life. There it is the same. How much, for how long can you maintain your unbroken state? Okay? And this is the practice. But if you suffer because of your own life, because your own one-way street, why? Well, then go out of that one-way street. There are many other pathways. There are so many people just left from you, right from you, in your street, in your neighborhood. If you would just find a way to connect to them, life's not going to get boring anymore. What matters to me is, at the moment, I feel that I have what I consider as this is lifetime. I can observe around, based on my actions, how this lifetime can feel for me. But it doesn't stop. This is the general approach, what I consider as. It gives you purpose, it gives you sense, it fills up your day. Yeah? And this is what I consider. This is my life principle. It is that fire that nourishes us to do things. Fire is the active part about us. And when somebody's asking me, how was it possible to build up all of these things? How come nowadays there's so much available about all these things? Well, then certainly laziness is not in there. You can't achieve something seriously impactful if you're joking around and if you're losing your focus all the time and if nothing is important in a way to you, So that means setting priorities, knowing when is the time to invest the energy, when it is the time to release energy, when is it good now to recover, when are you really feeling this is now starting to be the limit. These are all very, very fine aspects that only you know. Only you know about yourself. When you lift the weights, only you know. People outside watching, they don't know. If you're going through a struggle, if you're just warming up, they don't know. Suffering is your chance to grow. For you, for us to grow, we have to suffer.